Thank you.
Question, you talked about consequences if the U.S. and its allies and international community do not stand up to Russia's intervention. But I'm more interested in knowing what you think are the consequences of this strategic failure if it happens. Will it limit Russia's ability to use military force in the future?
Well, I think, if I understand your question correctly, I think the idea here is, again, to compel a nation that might think that, might through military power and taking over nations illegally, they'd be deterred from doing that, and that it would be unacceptable and therefore not to their strategic advantage or policy to do those kinds of things. So again, happy to have a deeper discussion offline, but thanks. Okay, let me go back to Barbara, and then I'm going to go to the phone.
To follow up a little bit on my colleague from Sky, the thing is that Putin to date has never taken nuclear weapons off the table. His rhetoric continues, and he's never said that it's off the table. So, what reassurance can the Pentagon give the American people that it is completely ready to deal with a nuclear scenario from Russia?
Yeah, so we are completely ready. I will tell you that. We continue to monitor the situation very closely. As Secretary Austin and others have said, this kind of nuclear saber rattling is reckless. It's irresponsible, particularly given the security situation in that region of the world and elsewhere. And so it's something we'll continue to keep a close eye on. In the meantime, we have not seen anything that would indicate that Russia has made a decision to employ nuclear weapons. And so, again, others have communicated that there would be consequences, but I'm not going to get into what those were other than to say that we stand the watch 24/7 and would be prepared if we had to respond.
And very briefly, given the fact that NATO is, including the U.S., is doing a nuclear deterrence exercise in Europe this very week, when you say fully ready, can you say whether the United States is fully planned out and ready with the allies in Europe?
So I'm not going to get into hypothetical situations because, again, we maintain a very robust strategic deterrence capability and have for many, many years. We work very closely with our allies throughout the world to provide deterrence, and I'll just leave it at that. But thank you, Barbara.